If they declare dividends,
you get more.
Gtco being financially okay. Well, I'm not in a position to be able to say that they are financially okay. I think it's only CBN and other regulatory agencies that can certify that bank is okay. I can't tell you that Gtco is financially sound. So it means that you can access their stock on LSE at the same time on NGX. To him, that is all part of it. The most important thing is for you to ensure that you do the correct thing, and which is the bottom line. So whether outside or here in Nigeria, corporates or individual, ensure that whatever you are doing, that you are following the rules and you're doing the right thing.
Hello and welcome to an exclusive episode of Everyday Money Matters, proudly brought to you by Nairametrics. And today's conversation is one that is not exactly news, as you may have seen it in the headlines or across various media platforms. The fact that Gtco just listed on the London Stock Exchange, and in that same light, they also listed over 2.2 billion shares on the NGX. And yes, everyone is talking about it. But why are we even talking about it? What does this even mean for you as a Nigerian investor? And how does a listing all the way in London affect your shares here at home? And in that same light, is it time to buy more shares on Gtco, or should you chill a bit? To help us break this down in plain and simple English is a familiar face on Nairametrics. I dare call him a financial advocate as well. It is someone who knows the market because he can explain to you things like his younger cousin. This man can break things down. I have with me Mr. Idika Aja. Welcome, Mr. Idika.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. It is good to be back.
Yes, it's good to see you, Mr. Idika.
Thank you.
So let us start from the top.
Okay.
What is dual listing and why did Gtco even opt for it in the first place?
Okay, like you said, let me just break it down. Dual listing, let me just use this analysis. It's just like maybe you have two markets. Let's bring it down. In Lagos here, Idumota market and Alaba market. And you have your products in those markets. So anybody that can go to that Idumota market and buy, and another person can go to Alaba market and buy.
Okay.
So when you talk of dual listing, they listed in London Stock Exchange and they're already on NGX. So it means that you can access their stock on LSE at the same time on NGX.
Okay.
So it gives them that visibility, that coverage.
Okay. And is it a good thing for Nigerian shareholders? Is it a good thing for Nigerian shareholders? I mean, for people who already own Gtco shares on the NGX, is the London listing, is it a good thing or does it dilute their power in some way?
No, not exactly.
Okay.
Like I explained, the essence of listing on London Stock Exchange, one is to have that wider coverage, and they will be able to raise more money in case they want to raise more money from the international community, institutional investors. The essence of this is able to raise more capital to finance their activities. So if you are a shareholder of Gtco and they have listed on NSE, so that means one, they have that wider coverage in case they need capital. Capital is everything. So as they go on and they raise capital, definitely it will come back and they will now use it and generate more earnings, which will now impact even those shareholders that have shares in Nigeria. On that level, you can see it how the thing trickles down, because the essence of that is fine. Let's we are not only limited to Nigeria, we have gone outside.
Equally to the.
And if they go outside, definitely they will, in case they need money, they can raise more money and equally use it to finance their transactions, which will, at the end of the whole thing, impact on the bottom line of Gtco. And that will equally affect you, because the more earnings they get, the more dividend they pay. You can see how the thing trickles down.
Yes, all the way. So this isn't some abandoned Nigeria kind of move, because I was scared when they said a Gtco listing in the UK. I was like, what? From where to where? I mean, so with this expansion, what should we expect? Should we expect more money? Because people are all about, like me myself, if I'm listing anywhere or if I'm to buy stocks anywhere, I'm all about the dividends. Gtco says they are aiming for a 15% dividend yield and 25% return on equity. So for the average Nigerian investor, what does that even mean in real terms?
Let me check the first one. You made mention of is it abandoning Nigeria?
Yes.
No. Remember that they are working to meet the CBN deadline of about 500 billion.
Sure.
So the first one they did, they raised about 209 billion from the local market, from the Nigerian market. And they are saying that they don't want to dilute more. They don't want to dilute the position of the retail investors, because the retail investors is about 50% of what they have here in Nigeria. So already they raised 209 billion from the Nigerian market. They said, okay, fine. We want to make up the difference. We want to make up the data outside. That's why they even went and listed in SC. Remember, they have what we call GD Global Deposit Receipt, which they have just about canceling that one, now issuing new shares. Okay. So it's not an issue of, yes, we have abandoned Nigeria. No, that one, yes, they have already done what they should do here in Nigeria. They have raised money from Nigeria, about 209 billion. They said, okay, let us go outside and make up the difference. So that is the essence of one, the main reason why they even went out
in the first place.
Now, yes, the group CEO Olusegun Akin-Olugbenjo, he already mentioned post listing media chat. He said, okay, fine, we are targeting 15% dividend yield and 25% return on equity. That is wonderful. That is good. What it means is that for every 100 naira you've invested, you understand, you get about 15% of it.
Okay.
Now, that's basically what it means, because the dividend tells you how much you are getting from dividend paid annually. Okay. Now, currently, their dividend is about 8.6. Currently, that's what the dividend
at the moment.
Is. At the moment, that's what it is. And the share price is closed yesterday at 93, I think 93 naira, 38 kobo. Now, offering a dividend yield of about 8 naira, 6 kobo. 8 naira, 6%. Now, if you check, I think it is behind UBA, I think Access Bank, Zenith Bank, in terms of dividend yield. And they are saying that, okay, we are targeting based on, if I can quote the group CEO, he said, based on the volatility, the inflation rates, that it is our target to have 15% dividend yield and 25% ROE. Now, if you look at last year, because all those things depends on the dividend payout ratio. Last year, they paid 8 naira and 3 kobo. That's what they paid in dividend. That amounts to about payout ratio about 26%, based on the profit after tax about 1.018 trillion.
Okay.
Now, if they want to achieve that 15%, there are two things that will happen. Earn more.
Okay.
Earn more. Increase the payout ratio.
Important.
Very, very, very important. So you can see how the thing is taking shape.
Yeah.
I want to pay you 15% dividend yield. What do? I have to increase the payout ratio. I have to increase the dividend per share that I will pay you.
Okay.
And currently, for them to achieve that, if you hold the PAT 2024 PAT of about 1 trillion, that means they have to increase their payout ratio to about 50%.
I see.
Or alternatively, they will now increase, they will target earnings from that 1 trillion to about 1.8 or 2 trillion for them to be able to meet that 15% yield.
Oh, it's so connected.
Invariably, the whole thing is back to investors.
At the end of the day,
shareholders, they will benefit more, and which is good.
Okay. I'm glad you are breaking it all down this way. Before we started the show, I let Mr. Idika understand that this is not tokenomics, neither is this drinks and mines. This is from the perspective of the everyday Nigerian, because this is everyday money matters.
Yes.
So Mr. Agbaje also said that Nigeria is 67% of their profit, and West Africa as a whole is 27% of their profit, and with East Africa being at 1.5% and the UK 1.8%. Are they planning to? It says they are also planning to expand into Senegal and maybe in East Asia? What's the end game in all of this, please?
Well, yes, you are correct. What the bottom line is, they want to at least have hold of those outside Nigeria investments. That's their outlook in those countries. And equally, I think I remember him say it doesn't make sense having been in 30 countries and not being dominant. So the bottom line is that I think I read the media chat. He said our target is to be the top 5 in most of the countries we are going to, or we are operating, or we are going to operate in future. So you see the end game, being dominant.
Access did it.
You understand, being dominant in those countries they are operating currently, and those they are trying to expand to. So at the end of it, if you are top 5 in every country you operate in, I always like to emphasize, come back to the investor.
Yes.
They show that you and I, what is the bottom? That is the end thing. What is the end game?
What is the bottom
line? The bottom line is that will I make more money if I buy Gtco? What is there for me? And that brings us to what we call total shareholders return. He has promised that, we'll give you 15%. That is our target, 15% dividend. Then you now look at the capital gain. That is the appreciation of the share price. I think right now, in July alone, the share price has appreciated by 15%. I think trailing UBA and two other banking stocks. But that is impressive, achieving more than 10% in a month. That is impressive. So if you add the share capital gain as the appreciation of the share price plus the dividend, that will give you total shareholders return, which is very, very important for investors and shareholders. And the end game is at the end of the whole thing, shareholders will benefit more.
Okay, thank you. But then we understand that everything, especially good like this, comes with regulations, risks, and reputation. So what are the real costs, of going global? Because GT also said that the London listing process was tough because there was a lot of regulation and media scrutiny. So do you think it's their reflection on Nigerian companies? Do Nigerian companies need to would you say they need to step up their game if they want to compete globally? Because Mr. Agbaje also addressed some noise about regulatory forbearance, saying, they went caught off guard, because they had time to prepare. So in comparison to most Nigerian companies, do you think GT had, enough time to prepare and they are, should I say, financially sound? Somewhat? Well,
on the issue of whether they prepared very well, I think yes, I believe that, because going outside, even in Nigeria, it's the same ball game, because you have to meet the regulatory restrictions, regulatory requirements. You have to adhere to it and meet up. The same thing with NSE. So going over there, they encountered those challenges and they were able to overcome. Like he said, it was not an easy thing, but the bottom line is that we're able to achieve that. Even here in Nigeria, we still have them and we still have to comply. That is corporate governance. Then, what was the second question?
It was regarding the forbearance.
Okay. Yes, he mentioned it. He said, I think I listened to the media chat. He said that it shouldn't have been an issue. Because they had enough time. The bank, the CBN wrote to them, I think in 2023, asking them that they should exit. And Gtco exited. And for him, it shouldn't have been an issue since they were given notice. I think some of the banks, basically all of them, they have come out and said, okay, this is the time, given plan on how we want to exit the forbearance issue, even though it's going to cut deeper into their bottom line. But for Gtco being financially okay. Well, I'm not in a position to be able to say that they are financially okay. I think it's only CBN and other regulatory agencies that can certify that okay, bank is okay. I can't tell you that Gtco is financially sound.
Yeah, but still on what he said, I think it's some sort of, pardon my friend, discrimination against Nigerian corporations. What do you think Nigerian corporations or banks need to do better to be able to compete globally?
Well, the issue is there is to strengthen corporate governance. You understand? Strengthen corporate governance. Make sure it's not as if we don't have the rules or the regulations. They are there, but they must be adhered to. Because I heard him, I said, even when he mentioned, he said that coming back to Nigeria where we have, especially the media, that the media has a very big role to play. That even when you do due diligence on someone, you should be able to know that, okay, what you are reporting or what you are writing has a long way to go and can even influence how people perceive you, how people see you. The media should take note of that, because each time will now come out an issue that they have to debunk, they have to argue, they have to defend. But to him, that is all part of it. The most important is for you to ensure that you do the correct thing, and which is the bottom line. So whether outside or here in Nigeria, corporates or individual, ensure that whatever you are doing, that you are following the rules and you do the right thing.
Okay, so thank you. We're wrapping up, by the way. So thank you for making sense of all of this. But should I say, in one sentence, how would you say this Gtco dual listing would affect the regular Nigerian, like the woman in the market, for instance, or should I say the small scale investor?
Okay, the woman in the market can only affect him directly if you have an account.
Okay.
I know most Nigerians who don't have accounts. I don't know
whether if you go to Vogue, they will say POS. Well, they will just give you account number.
No, not that account number.
Oh, you mean investment?
You know, you have normal bank account. You have investment.
Investment account. You'll be surprised.
Yes, I know the awareness is coming up, and even the regulatory agencies, CIS, Nigerian Exchange, they are doing a lot to bring that awareness, but right now to quality help. So just like you open your bank account, you quality open a trading account, go to a broker, stockbroker, a house, open your trading account. So that's the only way you can benefit. It's only when you have a trading account that you can easily buy these stocks. And when you buy these stocks, like I already mentioned, there are two ways you can benefit. Maybe you are buying at 90 Naira today.
Okay.
For instance, Gtco, even as at end of June, close at 81 Naira. Now the stock is trading at 93 Naira. Yesterday closed at 93 Naira 38 Kobo. You can see the growth. It's giving you about 15% growth. So, which is almost matching inflation and other fixed income assets. You can see the growth. That means you are buying at 81. It is now 93. Let's say 93. Now, if you want to sell, you make about 15%. You have made about 15% gain. That is how it impacts the ordinary Nigerians if you have an account.
Okay.
Now, if they declare dividends,
you get more.
You get more. Yeah, they are now planning to pay dividend at least by the end of the, let's say, if they achieve that by the end of 2025, they will be able to give you dividend of at least for them to achieve that. I think they paid 8 Naira. If you calculate it very well, that means you're expecting about 14 Naira dividend per share for 2025 for them to be able to achieve that 15% yield. Holding the current price at the 3 Naira, assuming if you hold it to constant, that means you're expecting that the dividend per share you will get for 2025 will be around 14 Naira. So like I said, if you add 14 Naira to the gain you have gotten from the share price appreciation, that is your gain for the retail investor. But if you don't have account, you cannot participate. Unless maybe your brother who is participating or your relation is participating will not get it, maybe at least has more money, then you can then trickle down to you.
Okay. Very simple and clear. Thank you so much, Mr. Idika, for joining us and helping us sort this all out. And that's it today for today's episode of Everyday Money Matters. If this helped you understand Gtco's big move, share it with someone, subscribe, and join us next time as we break down the money stories to you. I am Olusegun Akin-Olugbenjo. Stay curious, stay interested, and stay informed with Nairametrics.